We'll now call Group 31. Would you come up, please? Steve Kerestes and Attorney Perry. And hopefully I can keep it straight between a guy and a young lady. You may be seated. Thank you. We'll start with Steve Kerestes. This is your chance to give your opening statement. You have 90 seconds on this first question, and then you will have 1 minute on the other questions. Sir?
Experience. That is what I have to offer to you. My name is Steve Kerestes. Yes, I know I'm standing. I spent most of the past 20 years in a courtroom, and in the courtroom, when an attorney speaks, they're on their feet. So when I speak to a bunch of people like this, my mind goes to I'm sitting in front of a jury, and so I'm on my feet. So I've been an attorney for 20 years. I have tried approximately 200 cases over that time, in criminal and civil. I have spent 7 years of my career as an attorney in private practice. In private practice, I represented civil clients, both on the plaintiff side, the defense side. My time in public service was 13 years, and that's where I am presently. And during my 13 years of public experience, I have been an assistant state attorney. 20 years of experience as an attorney is what I have to offer to you. Public sector experience, private sector experience, right out of high school. My experience, if we go back that far, 2 weeks after I turned 18, I joined the United States Marine Corps. I was at Parris Island 2 weeks after I turned 18, earning the title of United States Marine. And so I'm here to offer my veteran service, my public service, my private sector experience to you.
Thank you for your comments. Attorney Perry, you have 90 seconds for your opening, and then the next question will be yours.
Thank you, Judge Thompson. Good afternoon. My name is Kamilah Perry. I have been very fortunate in my career of 24 years to have practiced in every area of the law. I started my career out as a young associate at a large law firm. I was able to represent Fortune 500 companies in complex civil litigation, everything you can imagine that a corporation would need in civil matters. I took that experience, and I took one of the clients that I acquired there, Circle K stores, and I opened up my own law firm with my brother. And that gave me the opportunity to not only have a large client, but also to service individuals, nonprofits, and small businesses. And I was able to choose the people that I represented, and I was really able to help members of my community, which is what I went to law school for. So I've been practicing for 24 years. The last 10 years, I have been the general counsel and executive director for the state attorney's office, where I am responsible for 385 prosecutors and staff and a $37 million budget. So all of that, I think, gives me the experience needed for the bench. But I think more important than my qualifications is why I'm running. And I'm running because I want to be a part of a system that rebuilds trust in our judicial system. We're in a political storm right now. I'd call it a political tsunami. That's probably more appropriate. And I want to be part of a system that the public can start to trust again.
Thank you. Attorney Perry, judicial races have become more expensive in recent years. How have you raised money for your campaign? Were you pressured to take positions by any person or group, and if so, what were they? And in what way?
I have raised money through asking the community for support. I have not been asked to do anything in particular in exchange for any money, nor would I ever consider such thing if anyone was to ever make that proposition to me. I have been really fortunate to raise a significant amount of money through community support that has really helped me be able to reach all of the voters and the community, to be able to knock on doors, to get out mailers, and to really put myself out there so that everyone can understand my skills and qualifications.
Thank you. Attorney Kerestes, do you wish me to repeat the question?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
The answer is no. I have not been asked to take any positions on any political stance in exchange for any donations of money. My campaign is a little more grassroots. Some of you look at these things, some of you don't. Some of you know what I'm talking about, some of you do not. If you don't know, that's fine. But no, I have not.
Sir, the next question is to you. What life experience have best prepared you to be a judge?
The experience is a lot, and that's one of the reasons why I'm running. So 2 weeks after I turned 18, like I said before, I was at Paris Island earning the title of United States Marine. I served 4 years of an enlistment, served overseas, served here in the States. I was fortunate to get to travel a lot. Got to go to South America. I got to travel to South Africa, Namibia, Okinawa, where I was stationed for nearly a year. And then my 20 years of experience as an attorney. As I said before, I have practiced in both the public sector and the private sector. I've tried approximately 200 cases in the courtroom. I am comfortable in the courtroom because of the amount of time I've spent there. Years of my work life I have spent in the courtroom.
Thank you. Attorney Perry, your response?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, sir, of course. What life experiences have best prepared you to be a judge?
Most of my life, I've been an attorney. So I think that everything I've done has been to advance the legal profession. As an African-American attorney, my focus has always been to ensure equal access to justice, and that has come in the form of volunteering my services for free, providing pro bono services, being a leader in several different organizations, several bar associations, and things like that that have given me the ability to give back every time. And my father always told me that if I'm not using my law degree to help, my law degree is useless. So I have taken those lessons from him to make sure that I continue to serve in the highest capacity possible.
The next question is for you, Attorney Perry. Share your vision for the future of our judicial system. Specifically, what changes do you advocate and why?
Money. That's the first thing. The first thing our system could use is some more appropriations from the legislature. As general counsel for the state attorney's office, my fight every day is how to get more money so that I can have more prosecutors, so I can spread out the cases so that they don't have to struggle with 600 cases that they're taking to court every day, and that their support staff is not having to support an attorney who has 600 cases. I could change the world with $1 million more. But I think the percentage of money that the judicial system gets as a whole is 1% of the entire state of Florida's budget. So I would endeavor, if I become a judge, to assist the chief judge with lobbying the legislature for additional funds to staff our judicial system more adequately.
Thank you. Sir, your answer?
You all had the pleasure to meet Chief Judge Munyon. She was here. I know I was here. I was sitting where you all were sitting when she was here just a couple of months ago. And I know she spoke on this topic of funding. And of course, that's very important. I know the Chief Judge is routinely in Tallahassee to ask for more money. It is a very important issue to have a judicial system that's fully funded. You know, not just the judge, not just saying, yes, we need more judges, but in a courtroom, you have people from the clerk's office, you have deputies, you have a lot of people that have to be paid in order to make the whole thing work. So yes, the funding is incredibly important, but also experience. Experience in the courtroom matters. Experience in the courtroom that I bring to the table, can help to run things efficiently and to help where I can.
Thank you. This next question is for you, sir, also. How would you handle a case where you were sympathetic to one party, but the law required a different result?
As an assistant state attorney, you don't get the pleasure of writing the law. You don't get the pleasure of always determining the sentence, especially when the case goes to trial. Once the case goes to trial, the sentence is up to the judge. And the judge oftentimes has to follow the law, and sometimes that includes what we call minimum mandatories. Some of you have heard about this, and they can be very severe. And at times, you may not think that they're appropriate, but as an assistant state attorney, you may be sympathetic to your, the person that is accused, and you may rightfully believe that they did commit the offense, and you know that they committed the offense because there's evidence, and oftentimes, sometimes they even admit to it, so you know they've committed the offense, but oftentimes you do think that the penalty doesn't quite fit because of what the legislature has done, and those are very hard scenarios. You work within the law, you work to do what you can.
Thank you, sir. Same question to you, Attorney Perry. How would you handle a case where you were sympathetic to one party, but the law required a different result?
I would have to put my feelings aside because I know that my duty as a judge would be to preside and judge without favor or fear. I think that the law has to be applied consistently across the board. Otherwise, the law is not the law. It's a suggestion. So irrespective of my personal feelings, if the law requires a certain result, I would have to comply and do my duty.
Thank you. This question is for Attorney Perry. What does the Judicial Code of Conduct say about how your family members should conduct themselves in political matters?
They have to conduct themselves as if they are a judge, and they're an extension of myself, and I am acting as a judge, as a judicial candidate, and my family has been made well aware of that. My father, luckily, was already a judge, so it wasn't too hard, and I had to do that a lot. And it's funny that when you become a judge, you lose your First Amendment rights to speech. So it's something that has to be explained, but it hasn't been a problem for my family.
Thank you. Attorney Kerestes, your response?
Yes. My wife, many of you know my wife is Allison Kerestes, so we are familiar with what we are permitted to do, what we are not permitted to do, and your family is you. When they're speaking, when they're acting in public, they are you, they are representative of yourself, and you have to act accordingly with dignity and respect that the office requires.
Thank you, sir. This completes the round of this group of attorneys. Thank you. You may be seated.